Hello people, this is Ittarra, and I am bringing you a Titanfall video. Holy crap. Now, what this video is going to be doing is it's going to be discussing multiple things. Mostly going step by step on the video, as well as explaining a few things, my personal opinions on it, and everything else. This is going to be a huge video, probably one of my largest, and I hope you all enjoy it. Now, this game mode is called Attrition. Alright, now Attrition is pretty much going to replace TDM in the sense that this is now pretty much the dominant game mode for point whoring as well as just, where people can go to level up, because not only are you facing each other, but you're also facing AIs. From basic grunts to specters, we'll go over those later, to pretty much just, you kill everything that moves. There's even a challenge called if it moves, you kill it, shoot it. Well, Titanfall in of itself, as you can tell, first-person shooter, COD killer, etc., etc. I'll explain that in a little bit. But right now, this is pretty much probably the game that if you're willing to want to actually get for first-person shooters for next-gen consoles or for the Xbox One or the PC, definitely get it. I feel this game is real. Even though this is the beta, it runs so smooth. There is not, I've only had one instance of nonsense happen to where, it made you oh god damn it type thing. I've only had one instance of that, and I have played at least close to about 30 or so matches. Now, let's explain the heads-up display. On the bottom, there is your level-up bar at the very bottom, very MW2 stylish. On the right side, you can see I have my ammo counter, my actual gun, which is pretty standard, but then you can see the big gun on the bottom. The big gun on the bottom is the anti-Titan weapon, and I miss horribly here, and I pay for it with my life because I'm stupid! The anti-Titan weapons are exactly what they are. They're heavy artillery that can be either used against Titans or actual people on the ground. So if you're stuck, you can always have, your traditional, you can have an extra firearm. The only problem with it is they always take a little bit longer to reload than normal. Now, the interesting thing is every grunt and every specter you kill. Let's go over the grunts and specters. Grunts in of themselves are just pretty much the hardcore. They have hardcore health from Call of Duty, kind of like one shot, one kill. Horrible, and I'm gonna make this guy see his own face. Hey, how you doing? Well, what ends up happening is that grunts, as well as specters, they end up just running around capping points as well as providing support against Titans. Now, let's explain the Titan slightly. The Titan offers this is where pretty much it turns into a slight Halo sci-fi shooter. As you can see, you have a big white bar. The actual different sections of it actually is your health. The white line that is above those sections of health is your shield. Yes, you have a shield in this game. Now, when that shield grows down, you start taking damage, obviously. But the cool thing is even your Titan, I almost call it an Atlas, which is a chassis of it. The Titan itself can actually have perks of its own. And also you can actually switch, so think of it like an actual secondary class. Later in the video, you'll see that you can don't even have to actually get into your Titan, you can actually have it to follow you around, which is freaking insanely sick. Now, the difference between a grunt and a specter. There's three main differences. Specters have more health, in which case they cause more damage. They also carry heavy damaging anti-Titan weapons, and they can be hacked. You can turn a group of specters into friendlies, should you choose. And they will actually be friendly as long as you hold the X button and hack them fully. Now, you can see that I activated a damage core. Now, you can have special abilities inside of your Titan. Think of them as a kill streak, I suppose would be a better way of saying it. It's kind of like a kill streak, but at the same token, nothing. Now, As you can see that he was holding his hand, the enemy Titan was holding his hand, that's a vortex shield. It's a left bumper ability. You get 2 special active abilities in this game, both for your Titan and for your actual character, which is a pilot. The left bumper, and they range from so many different things that it's impossible to list them. But in the beta, you have a vortex shield, and I believe... Oh, I don't remember what it is. And the right bumper is unguided salvos, which is a lot more rockets, and guided warheads. Which is pretty damn awesome if you ask me. Now, the match is actually coming up. Like, the end of the match is actually coming up, and this is where it turns a little bit even more interesting than usual. Now, the reason why I say that is it'll happen really... Victory. However, it's not ending. Yeah. Even though the match is over, you can still go around and kill the remaining people. Now, when you enter this phase, which is called the epilogue, when you enter this phase, you only get 1 life, no matter what side you're on. This essentially turns it to search and destroy. Not only that, but you can actually go to where the dropship is actually being and destroy the dropship, killing everyone inside for massive points and bonuses. Now, what is it? So far there are 3 different types of game modes. This one is attrition, the other one is hardpoint domination, which is just domination. However, that one's slightly different because the AIs are more point dominated. Meaning that they will actually go for objectives rather than just run around and try to get air quote kills on each other. They'll only do that if it's near the objective. And then the last one is essentially search and destroy from Call of Duty. It's called Last Titan Standing. Now, the interesting thing about Last Titan Standing... Sorry, I'm adjusting my chair a little bit here. I had to move my legs because it was really awkward for me. Last Titan Standing is search and destroy. However, only your Titans are considered the target. Even burn cards, we'll go over that the second that it pops up on this video. Last Titan Standing, if your Titan dies, it's considered a point towards the enemy team. Like, that's it. However, you can eject out of your Titan and still cause havoc on the battlefield, killing other Titans, because you can actually jump on them, rodeo them, and cause massive amounts of damage and just grief everyone. Basically, you get it's not second chance or anything like that, because you don't get down. What it is it's second chance trolling. As you can see here, I know it went really quick, but what is it? Those are the new things I've unlocked. Burn cards. Now, what burn cards are when you die, think of it as a death streak, but only lasts until your next life ends. I'm discarding these because rematch is a little bit meh. Burn cards in of themselves are really just one thing, that one life you get something special. And it lasts until you either die or the match ends. And you can activate them at any time, which is rather interesting. You can even activate them in the beginning of the match. So let's say you drop down and you want to use a speed boost. You can do that, which is pretty astounding, to be honest, because it like adds like that whole new level of thinking. It's like, okay, do I want, because it can, you only saw a few there. They can actually range from faster sprint to a more powerful gun to actually being able to get your Titan actually quicker, repair quicker, or not repair quicker, but be set up quicker. What is it? But every time that you actually complete a challenge or complete a match and win a match, it increases your chances of getting more burn cards. And as you saw, I had I think it was Ghost type. It was like a Ghost type of sorts. And the Ghost of itself is a rare card because it actually had a gold star on it. Or I think it was a gold star. I believe that's the rarity of it. And I fail right here. I missed the jump, and I'm like, okay, we're just gonna do that. Well, now, the interesting thing is about this game, another interesting thing about this game is, the game modes, I enjoy like, I'm not usually one to actually enjoy other game modes other than TDM, really. The only reason why is because every time I end up trying to cap an objective, it's kind of difficult because I'm the only one really going for it half the time. But in this game mode, you never feel like you're alone. The actual points cap extraordinarily fast. And by extraordinarily fast, I mean if you have two people on the point, it will break their hold on it nearly 3 seconds of holding it, before even. And as you saw, I was actually just hanging there. You can actually hang on the walls in Titanfall by holding left trigger and keeping it. One tip I can give you right away about this game: whatever happens, do not break too much cover. Like, you see me running around, etc., etc., but what you want to do is you want to maintain your sight lines as best you can. Because, to be perfectly honest, this game pays to actually be precise on where you're moving, as well as the gunplay itself. It's very fair. Like, this game, single-handedly, I gotta say, Titanfall actually revitalized me in first-person shooters. I will be playing this a great deal, because it feels... It's not the fact that it actually feels good, but it feels more like when you actually do get outgunned in this game, you don't blame lag, you don't blame anything, you actually feel like that guy actually got the better of me, and that's an amazing feeling, because, you know, there's no way that you can ever feel, like, if you can feel like it's just your fault, as opposed to something that is out of your control, it's amazing. It feels so damn good, because there's nothing better than being able to actually be like, yes, you know, that person actually got me. It sucks, but it was because they actually got the drop on me. And you just go about it. It's not like, oh, well, it's lag, it's connection. It's not anything like that, because out of all the first-person shooters I've ever played, and it's a great deal, from Call of Duty, Battlefield Battlefield 2, Borderlands, you know, I have a wide variety of it, like Killing Floor, etc., etc. This, ooh, excuse me, this has the absolute best online I've ever had. Now, as you can see, I ejected from my Titan, and I'm now rodeoing this other Titan. This is a very, very precarious position to be in, because you yourself are now exposed, and if somebody communicates, hey, get this guy off me, you ain't living long. Because these Titans will fuck your day. Like that sniper. Now, the one thing I have to say that I feel needs just a slight balance of this game, just a slight balance, a slight tweak. I feel that Titan on Titan gameplay isn't exactly as up to par as it could be. Now, the reason why I say that is because in Last Titan Standing, yes, I understand. What just happened to him? Well, special AI execution. Yes, AIs actually execute other AIs in this game. That's how in-depth it really gets. Now, back to what I was saying. In Last Titan Standing, you can actually... It doesn't feel like if a Titan's one-on-one with you, it feels a little... How can I phrase this right? It feels a little bit clunky. And not necessarily awkward or anything of that nature. But it feels like the amount of damage that you really do isn't the amount of damage you do. And if the other person has another Titan, which, you know, it's like, oh, well, now, it's like, oh, well, you know, maybe I can still kill the one. It doesn't work like that. When you're facing a Titan in of itself, either you have the advantage in numbers, or you better make sure that you can actually outmaneuver your opponent to a point to where they waste their abilities on you before you do them. And if they get any type of support, you might want to just back off and break it all together. Whereas if you're just running around as, you know, they call them pilots in this game. where it's like one of those things, then you feel like there's a chance if you come across two of them. It's like, oh well, just keep aiming down sights and just keep shooting. It's not the case here. Now, this is what's really interesting here. You can actually board a friendly Titan and provide them with cover fire from their own Titan. Now, when it's like this, enemy players cannot board your friendly Titan. It's kind of like having a meat shield. It's like, you want to get to him, you gotta go through me. And, one shot later, you're dead. But, you provided a valiant effort to save your friend. And you just saw a perfect example of how anti-Titan weapons don't necessarily work on AIs or, ground forces, because it took a great deal from that side rocker. God damn it, he's still up there. Okay, now, I spawned in as a Titan, and as you can see, I have a different gun. It's the machine gun for this game, for the Titan itself. Very high rate of fire, but very low damage. However, if you have two of these firing at the same Titan, it will cut them into Swiss cheese very quickly. What else is there? Now, there's actually different perks you can get for your Titan, and I call them perks, but, they're called tier kits. You can actually get anywhere from extra ammo, like when you spawn, not extra ammo, but like extended clip on your weapon, etc., etc. Or you can actually get something as decent as, what's the word I'm looking for here? Oh wait, was that the tip of my tongue? Now I can't remember. Okay, now you heard the clunking right there. That means that an enemy's actually rodeoing my Titan, and I do not know on which side they really are on, but he might have destroyed my Titan, but he got killed in the process. Come on, guy, let's go! Giddy up, let's go! It's already over. Now, the way the point system works in this game is every single kill that you get is actually a point. It's considered a point. For a basic grunt kill is worth 1, Spectres I believe are worth 2, and if you get a headshot on an enemy player, it's worth 5, but overall, killing another enemy player is 4 points. And the way they count it as Titan kills, pilot kills, and then your overall score. The way it can work out is your score is actually technically how many kills you can get, because it doesn't count. I don't believe it counts how many minions. If it does, I apologize, but it probably does. Excuse me for 1 second. Apologies about that. Sorry about that. For some reason, I started getting the hiccups. I just wanted to cut that out without losing any of the video. Now, as you can see, you can actually change a great deal on your pilot. The only reason why I stuck there was because I was just giving a long look at everything and seeing like what was really wrong. You can equip a suppressor on your carbine, but to be honest with you, I prefer people know where I am. Now, the main reason why that is because it's going to be very easy to lure other people. You stay on the minimap for a great deal, but the real fun of it all really is just being able to actually draw them in towards you so you can actually have more fun. Okay, now we're going to go into the pros and cons section of this game. Pros we will start off with, and then we'll go to cons. The pros of this game are complete. No matter what you're doing, you feel like you're doing something. The only lull, the only peace you ever have in this game is in the very beginning when you're spawning in. That's the only peace you get. After that, it's a war zone. I mean, I would actually want to say that this is on par with pretty much the Battlefield series, to be perfectly honest. The amount of destruction and the amount of stuff going on, and how there's always something to either kill, shoot, or get away from. Now, another positive of it is the actual gunplay itself. The gunplay is freaking fantastic. When you're shooting, it's like, it feels like a real not a real firefight, of course, but it's like, it feels just natural. It feels great. This person he outgunned me. Let's move on, yes. Now, and now another positive. The actual hit detection of this game. Now, I've been playing first-person shooters, and one of the very few rules that there is in a first-person shooter, unless you're using an LMG, is the second that you kill somebody, reload. Now, this can all have a different effect on everything else, depending on how you take it. This game, when you actually kill somebody, it feels proper. Like, okay, it only took, a few bullets to actually do it. And it feels right, because, as you can clearly tell, every place that I'm shooting, it's not like, oh, here's a hitbox, here's this, here's that, The lag makes the hitbox stretch out 45 degrees, and you can get nipped in the ass from around the corner. No. It's pretty much spot on. And don't mind the horrible sniping. I apologize for the horrible sniping. This is my first time actually doing it. Now, the real benefit of this is if you do actually end up getting hit around the corner, then, the only thing I could possibly say is that it's just your internet acting up. It's not actually the game. Like, it's nearly flawless. It really is. Now, let's see here. What else would be another positive? Oh, here we go. Here's a positive. You actually have to actively get away if you want to live. And now what I mean by that is you can't just, like in this building I'm in right now. I'm pinned down by this Titan because, as you can see, if you pause it right there, it said Auto Titan. And I just dropped my Titan on his Titan to actually get rid of the enemy Titan. Yo, dog, I heard you like Titans. And I got confused there for a second. I thought that was my Titan. That was wrong. You can do that, and it's amazing that they actually put an intricate part of that, just did that. Because that's such an intricate thing that you wouldn't think of that they'd include, because we've been so dulled down by other first-person shooters that just, cut corners here, cut corners there, cut the online in half, fucking turned it into a unit, okay? But they did that, and it's actually, like, if you do that, it feels amazing, because it's like, I just dropped my Titan on you. It's the equivalent of getting a care package kill, essentially. But only 1,000 more times epic, because it's a giant fucking mech that's about to destroy your face. Now, a few things I have to say that is a negative of the game. There are none! No, I'm kidding. The one negative that I have to actually say, because, it's not a matter of I looked for it either, it's just something I was able to notice because of how often I play games and stuff like that. You always notice, certain little things. The one thing I have to say that is a problem with this game is just solely because of how the Titans are designed. It feels like, they wanted to incorporate more, but at the same token, less. They wanted to make it feel like, you were still playing as a pilot. But look how much damage I'm taking, and my shield has really yet to drop. You know what I mean? It's like, that's what I mean by, it feels like the Titans are a little bit, they need just like a small little adjustment to where either their bullets do more damage to each other, or, certain things of that nature. But then again, if they did that, then doing a Titan and then, actually being a part of a Titan wouldn't really be that fun. So it's not necessarily a negative or a con. It's just, it's one of those things where it's like, you have to make sure that you're with your fellow Titans if you're actually fighting another Titan. If you get, there's no cover. That's the one thing. You have to take cover between behind a building somehow. But the real problem with it is if you try to go through an alleyway to lose them, it's not going to work. You're going to clunk your head right on the neon sign, and it's going to be like, yes! But that's going to be yes for the enemy, not for you. There is another slight con, and the reason why I say it's a con is because, it's not necessarily the game's fault, but to me, I think this is more just on the system itself. is the control scheme. Now, what I mean by that is the double jump is fine. It's perfect. The actual clinging on the walls is perfect. The one thing that, you know, throws me off every now and again is the actual wall running ability that, you know, you see everybody do it. The thing that, you know, it's not said or whatever is while you're sprinting, if you go towards the wall, you stay in the sprint. That threw me for a great deal. That threw me for a great loop. But final, like, this is, we're coming up on the end of the video. This is my final thing to say about Titanfall. This game is definitely worth the hype that it's getting. I never say that about anything. I always save my reserves for, you know, what might happen, what's going to happen. This game deserves all the hype it actually got. I hope on release day, full release day, that this game maintains what it has in the beta. If it does, it's just going to be the next... This is the first-person shooter that you're going to want to play. Well, this is my opinion. These are what I was... You know, this is Titanfall in a nutshell. Mechs, fun, destruction, and just a load of laughs and everything else. Well, everyone, this is Ittarra Oda signing off. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I hope you enjoyed my discussion. Everybody take care, and have a great day. Be safe, and I thank you again for watching. And if this is your first video, thank you again. Take care, everyone. Later.